Nanola timidly murmured to Roland, "Please, be gentle. I'd rather avoid any unnecessary pain." With a reassuring grin, Roland responded, "No worries, it'll be a swift process." Meanwhile, poor Carter found himself grappling with a squawking chicken, its frantic wings putting on a horror movie audition of their own. The spectacle was akin to a scene straight out of a suspenseful flick. As Roland made his move, Nanola clenched her teeth in anticipation of the ordeal. However, just as her scream was about to escape, the chicken let out an ear-piercing screech, feathers swirling like a chaotic dance. Nanola extended her delicate arms towards the injured creature, invoking her unique abilities. In seconds, the chicken transformed from a sorry mess of feathers into an energized dynamo, its movements as if it had been injected with pure vitality, leaping about as if it had transcended its foul origins to become a soaring eagle. Time elapsed, subjecting the poor chicken to a series of trials and treatments, until its little body lay motionless and cold, tenderly cradled within Carter's warm embrace. Roland concluded that Nanola's powers were capable of restoring damaged body parts, yet unable to regrow a missing limb. Nevertheless, a reattached limb could be healed entirely, though her abilities could not defy death. With the resolution reached, Roland instructed Carter to return the chicken to the kitchen. Nanola stood at a distance, tears streaming down her cheeks, biting her lip to contain her emotions. The intense events of the day had taken their toll. Roland, observant as ever, noticed Nanola's lingering despondency and had a brilliant idea to lift her spirits: a delightful picnic. The sight of the table adorned with an array of mouth-watering dishes and delectable desserts ignited Nanola's eyes with anticipation. Taking her seat, Nanola felt the weight of earlier sadness dissolve into the ether. She was now enveloped in a world of delicious food, genial companionship, and positive energy. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Carter escorted Nanola away from the scene, her heart brimming with joy. Even a wave and a promise to return tomorrow were shared between Carter and Roland. Standing beside Roland, Anna couldn't help but ponder why he hadn't encouraged Nanola to stay. Surely, a fellow witch's company would be cherished. Roland's gaze followed Nanola's departure, a soft smile playing upon his lips. For now, he whispered to Anna, Nanola still has her family. They're unaware of her abilities. Anna's eyes dropped to the ground, understanding the weight of the secret that Nanola held. Once revealed, the fate of a witch was often sealed, handed over to the Holy Church. The inevitable day loomed. Sensing Anna's somber mood, Roland gently inquired if she missed her father. Without hesitation, Anna vehemently denied it. A fleeting moment of sadness brushed Roland's heart, his lips pressed together as he considered his words. Swiftly changing the topic, he announced, Nanola will be a frequent guest from now on. Hopefully, she'll be here every day. I'm committed to honing her abilities. Standing tall and exuding determination, Roland confidently assured Anna, rest assured, Anna, for as long as I am here, the equitable treatment of all witches shall be our guiding principle. They shall lead lives just as any other individuals. His proclamation echoed through the air. This transformative day is within our grasp, and I shall not relent until its realization. In recent times, Roland found himself with more leisure on his hands, thanks to Carl's leadership in overseeing the wall project. Afternoons unfurled as he shared tea with Anna and Nanoa. Together, they observed the two young enchantresses hone their magical prowess and refine their skills. Roland's initial guilt for not being more involved in the wall project gradually waned. Observing Carl's tireless dedication, Roland's confidence in his team's capabilities grew. He trusted them to execute their task efficiently. Abruptly, Derev stormed into Roland's chamber, his demeanor rife with urgency. Your Highness, we confront a significant predicament. His words spilled forth, beads of sweat glistening on his bare forehead. Our resources have been disproportionately depleted in recruiting laborers and craftsmen. Our financial stability teeters on the brink. Roland leaned back thoughtfully, a pang of helplessness tugging at him. He absent-mindedly scratched his head, grappling with his desire to contribute while facing financial constraints. As Berev observed the fourth prince, he marveled at Roland's remarkable transformation since their days at Grey Castle. The previous notoriety and reckless behavior had given way to a noble bearing. Berev's presence in the small border town had stemmed from a promise of becoming the official finance minister under the king's decree. However, Roland's arrival had initially sparked ridicule and disdain among the nobles and the populace. Everything changed when Roland's intervention rescued a witch from persecution. Berev was astounded by Roland's profound evolution. The metamorphosis was nothing short of astonishing. Roland's commitment to resolving the town's financial woes absorbed him completely. Unbeknownst to him, Berev's countenance registered a mix of bewilderment and amazement. After a beat of silence, Roland shared his plan to enhance the town's revenue. Berev, still taken aback, came to terms with Roland's sincerity and his earnest drive to uplift the town's fortunes. As Roland articulated his strategy, Berev's mind raced, struggling to reconcile this determined figure with the one he had once known. Memories resurfaced of Roland dispelling a demonic presence through a locket's touch. The transformation was unmistakable. Walking along the deserted pier, the ambassador's disappointment was palpable. Alas, he sighed to his secretary, the border town continues to grapple. A puzzled glance swept across the yard, raising concerns about the absence of shipments. Curiosity piqued, a decision was made to call upon Roland within the walls of his castle. Amid their journey, speculation swirled about the possibility of new trading alliances emerging within the border town. Unsettled by Roland's recent actions, the ambassador's plans for trade monopoly seemed jeopardized, facing the winds of change brought about by the fourth prince's evolving course. Approaching the grand entrance of border town, a sense of anticipation welled up within the ambassador. To his astonishment, the fourth prince, Roland, extended an unexpected gesture of hospitality by inviting him to a welcome banquet. However, the usual silverware was replaced by a pair of elegant wooden sticks. Intrigued and somewhat befuddled by this unfamiliar utensil, the ambassador observed Roland deftly manipulating his food, particularly a tricky cherry tomato, while the ambassador's own efforts faltered. In a moment that caught him off guard, Roland interjected a question, causing the ambassador's startled reflex to send the tomato soaring. Seizing this unexpected moment, Roland began discussing the virtues of chopsticks over conventional silverware. He highlighted the ease of acquiring chopsticks and their potential to mitigate health concerns arising from direct hand-to-food contact. The ambassador couldn't help but be impressed by the fourth prince's innovative thinking. Roland segued into a pressing matter, the ongoing predicament due to a mining mishap in the cavern, which would halt their harvest until the following year. Responding to the ambassador's inquiry about the past 2 months' yield, Roland soberly acknowledged its insufficiency to sustain his people. He recalled the dire events during the demon month 2 years prior, setting a somber tone. Leaning in, Roland fixed his gaze upon the ambassador, brimming with unwavering determination. "We must forge a superior path," he asserted, dismissing the notion of relying on ineffective traditions. The ambassador, musing over his response, proffered a partial solution, proposing the noble families contribute an additional month's worth of provisions, repayable over time. Roland's reaction was a mix of disappointment and disapproval, his dissent palpable. Roland contended that Willow Town's willingness to trade gold royals for a spectrum of goods, including Roland's famed Zors, indicated an alternative avenue. They managed to sell food at fair market value, a notion that underscored Roland's pragmatism. Evaluating the ambassador with a discerning eye, Roland questioned his authority to broker decisions for the noble families, a stinging reminder of his limitations. A whirlwind of memories flooded the ambassador's mind, harking back to his father's obstinate stance against the fourth prince's strategies. The ambassador had earnestly attempted to sway his father, advocating against exploiting the masses and demeaning Roland. Alas, his father's disdainful dismissal lingered in his recollection, echoing a similar sentiment that Roland now voiced. A pang of helplessness enveloped the ambassador as he faced the inescapable truth. Persuasion eluded him not only in these chambers, but also within the familial confines. However, he was resolute in not allowing Roland to depart without a struggle. Raising 3 fingers, he presented a bid surpassing even Willow Town's offer. With a heartfelt plea, he beseeched Roland, proposing, "Allow me to return to the bastion of Canggu and endeavor to sway the other clans. I shall return with a novel accord in tow." Yet, his words tapered off mid-sentence, his conviction wavering, a trace of uncertainty shrouding him. It was as though he harbored an innate cognizance of his uphill battle. The ambassador persisted, coaxing Roland to remain aligned with Canggu Fortress, asserting that Willow Town, given its distance and the impending Demon's Month, posed an untenable risk, fraught with perils aplenty. Almost inadvertently, he allowed a veiled threat to escape, directed unwittingly at Prince Roland. An amused grin danced upon Roland's lips, an acknowledgement of the ambassador's persistent overtures to align with either Canggu Stronghold or Willow Town. "Refugee status holds no allure for me," he quipped, dismissing the notion with a resolute shake of his head. Boldly, he declared, Border Town shall metamorphose into the kingdom's new frontier, a vision that led him to extend an invitation to the ambassador, urging him to witness firsthand the monumental wall under construction upon North Slope. The ambassador stood in stunned silence, gradually recalling how his own kin and fellow nobles had derided the fourth prince's audacious wall-building endeavor. A wall, you say, he stammered, grappling to internalize this novel concept. Within his mind's recesses, he began to fathom why the world deemed Roland an eccentric, struggling to accord him serious consideration. As Roland crossed the threshold into his abode, he was startled to encounter a shadowy silhouette perched upon his bed. Commending Roland for his diplomatic triumphs, the figure's words registered, yet Roland's instinct surged, propelling him toward the exit. Swiftly, a cloaked maiden interposed herself, a deft flick sending a dagger whirling, barring Roland's egress. In spite of her menacing gesture, she professed peaceful intent, seeking discourse. With cautious curiosity, Roland inquired as to her identity. Standing tall, she responded, "A name I lack, but Nightingale I am christened by my sisters." Her genuflection bespoke reverence, and homage to Roland's vigilant guardianship over the enchantresses. Puzzled, Roland grappled to comprehend the tableau before him, his gaze alighting upon the emblem adorning Nightingale's cloak, unmistakably the hallmark of a witch association. Conversation hung in the air, charged with tension. Roland's own trepidation notwithstanding, he couldn't help but admire Nightingale's audacity. A week of clandestine observation, her knowledge encompassing Nanoa and Anna, sent shivers down Roland's spine. A revelation as disconcerting as it was astonishing. Still awash in a sea of apprehension, Roland's defensive stance persisted. Nightingale, undaunted, shed her cloak, extending an invitation for a closer inspection. As her true form was unveiled, Roland found himself taken aback. Golden tresses framed a visage punctuated by piercing violet orbs, a figure that exuded allure and held a mesmerizing sway over the senses. As the moonlight cascaded gently across the bed, Nightingale extended a soft invitation, beckoning Roland to draw nearer. An intriguing blend of curiosity and caution swirled within Roland, a dance of emotions set in motion. Yet, Nightingale exuded an air of harmlessness, which reassured him, coaxing him to edge closer. Suddenly, with an unexpected yet strangely thrilling maneuver, Nightingale's delicate fingers traced the line of Roland's jaw, tilting his head towards her in an admiring gesture. A playful smile graced Nightingale's lips, a testament to Roland's undeniable audacity, particularly in the presence of enigmatic witches like herself. As their proximity tightened, Roland's cheeks flushed a shade akin to a deep summer blush, the playful interlude rapidly assuming a more solemn demeanor. In an unforeseen twist, Nightingale unveiled her true intentions, a gust of seriousness sweeping away the previous levity. She disclosed her plan to spirit away Nanawa and Anna, a revelation that jolted Roland from his seat, an emphatic rejection echoing in the air. His fervent insistence underscored their sanctuary in Border Town, a haven of safety and contentment, shielded from the perils that lurked beyond. Roland's resolve ignited, a blazing testament to his unwavering commitment to their safeguarding, bolstered by the steadfast refuge that was Border Town. Undeterred, Nightingale persisted, her voice a plaintive plea that tugged at the heartstrings. Roland, however, countered with the stark reality they faced, a nomadic existence, ever on the run, hunted and concealed. Their dire circumstances, bereft of sustenance, shelter, and warmth, converged with the looming specter of the month of demons, a chilling reminder of impending trials. Amidst this tempest of deliberation, a flicker of memory ignited within Roland's consciousness, a recollection of Bear's words, hinting at the witch association's quest for the Holy Mountain. Emboldened by this revelation, Roland inquired of Nightingale, the question lingering with urgency. Alas, Nightingale's lips remained sealed, a mystery shrouding her intent. A symphony of thoughts surged through Roland's mind, a crescendo of contemplation culminating in an inspired revelation. A spark of brilliance illuminated his thoughts, and he ventured forth with a daring proposition. His voice, infused with conviction, conveyed the notion of inviting all the witches to the embrace of Border Town for the duration of the month of demons. A sanctuary of protection, a fleeting respite from their ceaseless wandering, followed by a renewed pursuit of the elusive Holy Mountain. Nightingale's elation wavered, supplanted by a lingering trepidation. She sounded a note of caution, a refrain of doubt tinged with the fear of exposing their fragile sanctuary to the world's gaze. With a clenched fist born of exasperation, Roland confronted the harsh reality that changing deeply ingrained perceptions was no facile endeavor. The tendrils of fear, coiled tight around the hearts of his people, resisted easy unraveling. A mounting frustration mirrored in his gaze, his realization crystallized: there were no shortcuts, no swift remedies. In a stunning revelation, Nightingale unveiled a truth that pierced the air, words heavy with implications. Nanawa and Anna, on the cusp of their awakening, stood poised at the brink of a fate both unknown and ominous. Nightingale's tone shifted, her voice a murmur laden with gravity. She posed a question, laden with the weight of history. Did Roland comprehend the origins of the damning perception that cast witches as incarnations of malevolence? Roland's brows furrowed, a portrait of bewilderment painted across his features, his response an admission of ignorance. With a somber grace, Nightingale proceeded to unravel the tangled tapestry of fear and prejudice, sketching a chilling portrait of the destiny that loomed over Nanawa and Anna. Their 18th birthday, a milestone marked not by celebration but by dread, heralded an unforeseen metamorphosis. The tale unfolded, and the air grew thick with a palpable sense of foreboding, as Nightingale wove a tale that spanned generations, a tapestry of torment that threatened to ensnare the very essence of those most dear to Roland's heart. Every year, during the dreaded Demon's months, a relentless agony would ensnare them. The devil lurking within would unleash its torment upon their very beings, a torment akin to being torn asunder from within. Those possessing the strength could recover after a few grueling days, yet for the less fortunate, their bodies would contort into haunting specters before succumbing to a torturous demise. This is why the populace perceives witches as vessels of malevolence, embodying the sinister. Roland then inquired about the aftermath of the coming-of-age ritual. Nightingale elucidated that as they reached maturity, their powers would stabilize and burgeon significantly, potentially birthing a novel realm of magic. Caught in a quandary, Roland found himself torn. He required Anna and Nanola's aid during the Demon's months, yet endangering their lives was not an option. Consequently, he entrusted the final verdict to the young women. Nightingale acknowledged Roland's democratic approach with a nod. Anna, however, stood resolute, defying expectations. "I shall remain here," she declared. Roland and Nightingale were momentarily taken aback. Nightingale ardently argued the peril Anna faced, but Anna was unwavering. She believed herself safer amidst the witch camp, undeterred by conventional life or scholastic pursuits. Her sole aspiration was to stand steadfast beside Roland, her determination unwavering. Her eyes aflame with resolve, she pledged to defy the lurking malevolence, asserting her ultimate victory. Exhaling a deep sigh of acceptance, Nightingale opted to stay, poised to aid Anna if circumstances demanded. Roland, however, feared Nightingale's potential perpetual presence. He warned Anna anew, recounting her own past ordeals teetering on the brink of death, watching comrades fall. She assured Anna that she knew how to confront the aftermath, retrieving her dagger before vanishing into thin air. Roland marveled at Nightingale's prowess, akin to that of a born assassin. Tenderly, Roland rested his hand on Anna's head, his voice a soothing balm as he coaxed her into rest. Anna's gaze brimmed with affection, softly dubbing him a fool. Amidst the border castle, Roland stood tall, emanating authority. He unveiled his vision for the future and divulged negotiations with the ambassador, admitting to an impasse reminiscent of 2 years prior. The ambassador remained immovable, mirroring the past, when over a fifth of Bordertown's populace succumbed to winter's merciless grasp, leaving countless families shattered and bereaved. Amidst the heavy air laden with sorrow, individuals fondly recollected their dearly departed, tears glistening in their eyes. A contemplative notion crossed his mind: were all prepared to endure the loss of a loved one once more? The assembly exuded a sense of despair, their collective lament reaching the prince, beseeching him for salvation. With a slight clearing of his throat, Roland undertook a transformation, infusing his tone with unwavering confidence and a renewed spirit. He emphatically stated his unwavering commitment to his people, renouncing any notion of forsaking them. In light of the abhorrent terms proffered by the Chengdu stronghold, he rallied his people, asserting their entitlement to a superior fate. He reminded them of the intended exchange: 2 months of warfare sacrificed for half a year's sustenance, only to be deceived by Chang Ji's stronghold, receiving a mere 2-month ration of sustenance. The assembly's ire and vexation hung thickly, a tangible force, yet Roland swayed it, swiftly providing reassurance. His strategy came into focus: a skillful trade with Willow Town's merchants secured an ample stockpile, sufficient to brave the impending harsh winter. A chorus of applause and jubilation erupted from the crowd, promptly quelled by Roland's upraised hand. As he imparted crucial intelligence, the once welcoming Chiang-Ge stronghold now barred entry. A collective shudder coursed through the assembly, apprehension evident as they contemplated the unforeseen trials ahead. Roland's voice, steady and resolute, assured them of an impregnable bulwark under construction, a tangible emblem of security to be raised. To Roland, the dread-inspiring demonic beasts were akin to any other untamed woodland creature, merely fortified with might. Their prowess outmatched their intellect, the fortifications were beyond their ken. A query was once again presented, an inquiry of paramount significance. A pivotal choice unfurled before them: should they yield and languish in a refugee's plight, defeated by famine? Alternatively, would they rise valiantly, safeguarding their beloved kin and the border town beneath Roland's stewardship?